President Donald Trump has announced a new set of immigration measures seeking to permanently stop immigrants from third world countries from entering the United States. His administration will invalidate unlawful admissions made by the Biden administration from automated signatories to remove anyone who is not an asset to the United States. And this will touch a lot on those that have green cards and those that maybe are operating on the is it the BH1 visa? Are you in the United States? Did you visit, or did you make it to the United States through a student visa? Because we've seen a lot of students who are, some of them were deported, others who had applied for visas via the app. Because when Donald Trump came in, of course, he found systems that were in place, so he had to stop and pause some of them, apart from the aids and whatnot. But again, the ICE that now is just allowed and given power and mandate to forcefully, deport people. It's doing the worst, because there was even a time, I think we had a conversation right here in Kenya, where Kenyans who knew other Kenyans that were in the United States illegally were snitching on each other. And this is because the ICE, that is the Immigrations Customs Enforcement Agency, was visiting people's hoods and states door to door, trying to ask, if you know anyone who is not legal in the United States or they don't have legal documentation, snitch on them. And the pay and the reward for that was something 500 to 700 US dollars. So the snitching happened. But again, what caught my attention is the self-deportation. There's a Kenyan by maybe I can't exactly remember the name. He self-deported himself after 15 years, actually 16, close to 2 decades in the United States. He went there on a student visa. He married there. He had two marriages. His second marriage, after going through a divorce, his second marriage, brought a little bit of, chaos. And so he saw that he'd lose everything. So he decided to self-deport himself. And now that the ICE is cracking down and clamping people door to door, it becomes even difficult to be in the United States. So self-deportation, a lot of people are self-deporting themselves. Then I remember telling you guys, if you know that you're a black person, exit the United States right now, because they're going to they're going to come up with extremely constricting and restraining measures that will make it extremely hard and difficult for black people to live and thrive in the United States. And that's why I told you, if you can trace at least any of your African origin and find relatives, or with that little money that you have, get an African who is a friend be a friend of them, with them in Kenya, in South Africa, in Nigeria, Uganda, Rwanda, whatever the country. Invest in them, buy land right here in Kenya, invest in property. Whenever things get chaotic in the United States, you can always hop onto a flight and come here and have your peace of mind. And I remember when I did that video, there's a lot of backlash from a lot of, Black Americans who have resentment towards Africans. So, I mean, personally, I'm ready. If you're a Black American and you want to invest in me, and I can buy for you a piece of land, or we can buy property and curate something, you can always slide in whenever things get chaotic. But that tells you as well, if you have any family member in the United States, just know that it's about to. But I can acknowledge that there's Kenyans or Africans who move to the United States and they're thriving. Not everywhere it's chaotic. So it's a double-edged sword. But then the tariffs and the economic shutdown is just, and now there's people that black people will be restricted from just accessing. And now with the taxes, the laws and everything. Even at, was it at Harvard, where there's some benefits that Harvard was getting from the US administration, the Biden administration, they were immediately paused. Even student immigrants, they had to pause it. And China had a good rejoinder. They were now accepting all students that have been rejected to enter into Harvard and other Ivy League schools in the United States. And that was a bit of a threat to the United States. And that's why Donald Trump responded vehemently with this tariff. So it's about to be chaotic now. It's about to be chaotic. But fingers crossed, wishing everyone all the best. You're all human beings and you deserve the best. So I'll be following up and reporting, as well as I'll be vouching and praying for you. Fingers